What's up everyone, Dan here, and today we're going to be talking about the Arrow Season 5 Sizzle Reel trailer that we got on Thursday, which shows us footage from the final 5 episodes of Arrow Season 5. Now originally I was supposed to do this video a lot earlier, but unfortunately when this trailer came out I was at a Manchester United versus Anderlecht game at Old Trafford, and obviously I didn't get back until about 1 AM on Friday morning. So yeah, I didn't get to watch the trailer until the day after, and my voice was still in recovery from the amount of shouting I did during the match. So because of that, I didn't really feel like trying to talk about the trailer. But now that my voice is a bit better, I thought why not make a video on it, because obviously I'm really excited for Season 5, and there's definitely some cool things in this trailer that I want to talk about. Now, I will leave a link to the trailer itself. I'm not going to bother playing it in this video because I want you guys to go ahead and watch the trailer for yourselves if you haven't done so already, because it is awesome. If these final 5 episodes kill it, I think this season could be better than Season 1 and almost beyond the ranks of Season 2. I don't think it will be, but I definitely could see it surpassing Season 1 for me personally. And judging by this trailer alone, it almost looks as if it might just do that. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about the segments in the trailer that interested me the most, not just for the storylines that we could potentially see in the final 5 episodes of this season, but also maybe some things that could potentially carry on into next season as well. So the first interesting thing that I want to go over in this trailer is, of course, the Yao Fei, because we do see him at the start of it, and he's basically telling Oliver about the fact that he's making everybody else in his life who he cares about suffer because of their involvement with him. And a lot of people have been trying to say that Yao Fei is actually going to be still be alive somehow, but if you can clearly tell in the trailer, you can see clearly that Yao Fei, this is in the flashbacks because of the long hair that Stephen Amell has, obviously because he's wearing the wig, which would suggest that this is most likely just going to be a hallucination that Oliver comes up with after being tortured. It's probably going to be similar to what we saw with Shadow in that one episode of Season 4. I can't exactly remember because I don't really like to remember Season 4 all that well, but I can remember that one episode where she did turn up to try and inspire Oliver, and I think that's what Yao Fei will either do or try to be the opposite of and try to put him down in the flashback storyline. So it's just awesome to see him again. Then of course we get the shot of Black Siren coming in to see Quentin Lance, and this scene is going to be really awesome. I mean, obviously because Quentin hasn't met Earth 2 Laurel Lance yet, so that is going to be awesome to see what his reaction to that is. It's most likely going to end up with me in tears because she's probably going to try and play him, and try and pretend that she's like the Earth 1 Laurel, which will be very interesting. But what's even more curious about this confrontation is the fact that later on in the trailer we do actually see Black Siren chaining Quentin up in like an area of sorts, but she's chained him up. And originally when I first watched this, I thought to myself, is she taking him hostage for something? But then upon further rewatches of it, I actually think that she's trying to, in a weird way of sorts, keep him safe from potential chaos that could be happening. And I think this because of the fact that when Black Siren is walking away, you can just about make out that she's not really smiling during this encounter. I really thought she would be smiling, having like an evil grin on her face, if she was purposely trying to keep Quentin hostage. So I think this is more or less a thing of where she's trying to keep him safe, so she's keeping him locked up. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Black Siren's relationship with Quentin on Earth 2 was like, since obviously we haven't really got context to that yet, but I'm pretty sure we probably will do this episode that this event will happen in, or if not, then potentially in Season 6. We could also see from numerous shots in the trailer as well that Thea will be back for these final few episodes, since she's had such a sporadic role in this season, with the fact that, she's really just appeared in a handful of episodes, then all of a sudden vanished, then comes back, then vanishes, and it appears right now she's going to come back again. And this is obviously because Willa Holland, I believe, was only contracted for, I think it was either 13 or I believe 15 episodes of this season, which did seem a bit weird. But then yet again, when you actually begin to look at her interviews, with the fact that she has even stated that she wasn't a big fan of the direction that they've been taking her character in, it kind of makes sense. And I have heard some rumors suggesting that she could actually leave Arrow by the end of this season, but I don't know whether they would do that, especially since she plays such an integral role to Oliver, was the last remaining blood member of his family, other than, his son, William. But it will just be awesome to have her back. Whether she'll put on the Speedy costume or not, doesn't really matter, but it'll just be awesome to have her back in these final few episodes. And then we also see that in the flashbacks that obviously Constantine is going to get a bit of revenge on Oliver for, trying to kill him, in the nightclub in episode 17, because obviously we believed Oliver killed him, and then it turned out at the end of the episode that, nope, he's still alive. And it would just be awesome to see this confrontation. Dolph Lundgren, just an action movie hero. You can't just kill him off in the 17th episode of the season. And it's just going to be cool. I really enjoy him as a villain whenever he's appeared. Yeah, maybe he could have done with a bit more development. But you never know. We may get that in these final 5 episodes. I'm just interested to see what they are going to do with him as a character and how his story is going to end. It's just going to be really, really fun to watch. Him and Oliver Queen, just beat each other up. It's just going to... Yeah, it's going to be pretty entertaining to watch, to say the least. And then we also see a sequence in the trailer where I think Oliver he's going through some security guards. But what I noticed upon rewatches and on analysis of it, by other people, is that it appears that Malcolm Merlyn is actually helping him here, which I didn't actually believe until I went ahead and rewatched it again, and I realized actually he does look an awful lot like Malcolm Merlyn. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I mean, we know Malcolm Merlyn is going to play a part in the final few episodes of the season, and he most likely will team up with Oliver. So it'll just be cool to have an action sequence with him and Oliver teaming up, just with the constant rivalry, back and forth that we'll have with each other. It's definitely going to be really cool to see that play out. And if there is going to be this massive sequence where they're going to try and have to work together to maybe break in a member of Team Arrow out of a highly secure area, yeah, it's going to be fun. And then we obviously see Cody Rhodes back again playing Stardust. Not the WWE wrestler, but the actual characters on Arrow who is called that. And yeah, it's going to be fun to see him back. We see him going up against Wild Dog, who was obviously the person who chucked him into that vat of chemicals that made him, unable to feel pain. So that's going to be an awesome fight to see. And in the trailer as well, we do see Wild Dog be reunited with his daughter. I'm happy that the writers are actually going to try and give an end to this story, since I was very interested whether they actually would do. But yeah, it seems we are going to get closure to that maybe, and it'll just be good to see, since it was definitely something that intrigued me in episode 13 when we found out that he did in fact have a daughter. And then of course we see a moment that I think all of us fans have been waiting for, and that is of course Nyssa Al Ghul getting ready to have a bit of a duel with her sister Talia. I think this is a confrontation we've all wanted since Talia Al Ghul was announced at the show. We obviously haven't seen Nyssa at all this season so far, and it's because the actress Katrina Law has been busy being a series regular on the TV show called Training Day. Just can't wait to see her go up against Talia. It's going to be really cool to watch these two sisters go against each other. I imagine they will most likely save it for the finale, and this sequence that we see in this trailer will be kind of like a little bit of a tease of it, like it'll probably be a short fight, probably no longer than about a minute. But yeah, it'll just hype us up for the fight that we're probably going to have on Lian Yu. And then of course we have a scene where Dinah appears to be either tortured or just looks very, very unsettled by something. We have Black Siren, being intercut with this, saying not bad and winking at Dinah, I think. Like I said, it's a very weird sequence. I'm not sure whether this is actually in the same scene or whether they have just put these reels together to make it look as if that this is in the same, scene or whatever in the same episode. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It definitely makes you think whether we will see a Dine Drake versus Black Siren, Canary Cry battle. If they were going to do one, I would expect Black Siren to win, since she made a whole building crumble with her Canary Cry. And it would just be awesome to see these two go up against each other. I don't think we will, though, since the actress who plays Dinah Drake has stated in an interview that there wasn't a fight between these two in the Season 5, but that she's excited to see what confrontations they could have in Season 6. So I doubt there will be one in Season 5, but if there is, it'll be a nice surprise to see them go against each other. I mean, yeah, I know I'm saying a lot about fights, being alluded to in this trailer, but that's because of the fact that there's so many confrontations that were probably going to be taking place in these final 5 episodes that, yeah, you just can't help but be excited for all of them, because, I mean, it's just going to be cool to see them on screen. And of course, we do see a glimpse of Artemis in the trailer as well, but only for like a brief second. I really do hope she dies in the finale. I mean, it's not like I hate her character or anything, but I really do think that her character would serve no purpose after this season. I mean, she's betrayed Oliver twice. I really doubt she would come back to Team Arrow. I think either she will die or she'll probably like escape Lian Yu, but we'll just never see from her again. I mean, she's served her purpose, but I really think after this season, her character is most likely just going to leave the show. There was one particular scene that got me very worried when I first saw it, and that is, of course, the what I'm going to call Olicity scene in this trailer. Yeah, it definitely had me worried when I first saw it, because I was like, oh my god, are they going to do Olicity again? But upon looking at it again, it looks as if this is actually a flashback, because this is most likely going to be from episode 20. And from what we know of this episode, this will not have flashbacks in Russia, but rather flashbacks with Oliver and Felicity regarding events between Season 4 and Season 5. And it will explore their relationship and why they broke up. So, don't worry, people like me who don't like Olicity. This is just in flashbacks. It's most likely not going to happen in present day. And I would be very surprised if these two do get together, just considering the backlash that they got in Season 3 and Season 4. I think Mark Guggenheim hopefully should have worked out that this relationship does not work. So yeah, I just hope they don't try to pursue it after this episode, because if they do, then yeah, it definitely would be very, very disappointing and not the best thing to be watching on screen. And then of course, right at the very end of the trailer, and I think this was my favourite part of the whole trailer by far, where Oliver goes into the Argus base on Lian Yu with a bag, pulls out the Deathstroke mask, and we hear the god himself, Manu Bennett, say, "Hey kid, glad you came back." Oh my word, honestly, like, I knew they were going to save Manu Bennett for last, because he's easily the most hyped part about the finale, and I just can't wait to see him back as Slade Wilson. I mean, I just love him. He's easily still my favorite Arrow villain, even though Prometheus is probably giving him a good run for his money. I'd still say Deathstroke is my favorite, and I'm just hoping that they do his character justice in this episode. I mean, if they were able to convince Manu Bennett to come back, surely the writing for it must have been good, considering he had a right go at the showrunners for what they did with his character in Season 3, after his like cameo appearance in that. So I do hope his character is treated respectfully in this finale. I imagine it will do, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with his character after this episode. You know, what convinces him to join Oliver, and, you know, to side with him against Prometheus. And if we do get an Oliver and Deathstroke versus Prometheus fight scene, I will lose it, because I will fanboy out to the point of passing out. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, that does happen, and, you know, keeps me happy. So yeah, that's just my little brief summary and analysis of the Arrow Season 5 Sizzle Reel trailer. Of course, let me know in the comment section below what your favourite part of the trailer was, and let me know how excited you are for the final 5 episodes of Arrow. I know I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do. And fingers crossed these final 5 episodes are going to end Season 5 with a bang and make it this really great season of Arrow that we've really been waiting for since Season 2. So, yeah, with that all being said, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching the video, and I hope to see you again next time.